WrestleLovers. Welcome to WrestleLove Podcast. Back today, guys, with another video. And guys, the footage is officially out. We are here in this video today to talk about the footage that was aired last night on AEW Dynamite last night that took place Wednesday night last night. Tony Khan decided to air this footage from Jack Perry and CM Punk's altercation at All Out that took place last year in London. Their biggest show, the stadium show, you know, that took place in London. Took place out in London. So, this is crazy. Like, everybody's talking about it, and we just want to give our thoughts on it. So, I'll give a quick context about what happened, and we'll both give our thoughts on it, and that wraps up. But guys, before we get into that, please hit the like button, please hit the subscribe button, turn on post notifications, and without further ado, let's just get right into it. So CM Punk earlier this month went on MMA Ariel Helwani's podcast. He had an interview with him. Ariel Helwani was asking CM Punk questions. Ariel Helwani asked him questions, and he was answering them, his honest answers, talking about AEW, his time with AEW, and how he felt about AEW. And Tony Khan and AEW, I guess, didn't like his responses to those questions from Ariel Helwani, and he decided to release this footage last night on Dynamite. The Young Bucks released the footage, and we all seen it with our own eyes. CM Punk walked up to Jack Perry, and the footage had no audio, so we don't know what was said or how it went down. But CM Punk walked up to Jack Perry in the footage. Jack Perry was in the footage. Samoa Joe, Aubrey, Chris Hero, a couple people backstage. It looked like CM Punk and Samoa Joe was getting ready to start their match, and Hook and Jungle Boy just got finished their match. So Punk just walked up to him like, guess they had a little discussion, and you see Punk just push Jack Perry and push him again, and then he said he choked him up. I can't really see it from the angle that it was shown, but he choked him up a little bit. Then Samoa Joe, Chris Hero, a couple people had to break it up. But yeah, like, it was crazy, and they didn't. It wasn't no click bleed, switching blade. They actually showed the real footage. So
yeah, and I was wondering if they would really show that actual footage, because a lot of people were thinking maybe they were just going to show like some cosplay or
some BTE trolling footage that the Young Bucks would normally do when they troll. Yeah,
but surprisingly, they actually did it. And the only reason I feel like the only reason this footage came out is because of what CM Punk said on the Ariel Helwani interview. If that wouldn't happen, this footage would have never came out. Like Tony Khan, like, I feel like he shouldn't have just left it alone. Like, you should be the bigger person in certain situations. In situations like this, where he trying to defend his company, but he making himself look bad at the same time, it's like, you don't gotta do that, bro. Because at the end of the day, CM Punk has freedom of speech. He can go on shows and talk his side of the story, and Jack Perry can actually do the same thing, but Tony Khan is in the middle, and he is the employer, and he should not pick sides. Basically, he picked Jack Perry's side by doing this, and I don't think that's fair.
Well, Jack Perry did get suspended, so.
But in terms of you're right, but in terms of releasing this footage, you should be neutral. I think you are the employer, be neutral. And I thought that was so out of bounds that they actually aired that to the whole world. I think that was like really a cheap shot. And Matt and Nick Jackson were key players in doing that too. Like, they don't like CM Punk at all, so they felt like, oh yeah, we the ones that's going to show this. They try to get back at him for, the comments he made about AEW, and that's messed up, because like, the Young Bucks are like petty. Yeah, that was like real petty.
Like, yeah, so.
And I thought it was weird how
FTR had played a role in it as well, even though they're close to CM Punk. I couldn't tell if their promo was a work or if they actually were saying it due to their real feelings.
Oh, you talking about the one that was after the show, not the one that was last night. You talking about the one that was after the show where Edge, Adam Copeland had not an interview. He opened the show. I think it was last week's Dynamite, and this was like immediate after the Punk interview with Ariel Helwani. Edge came out, did a little rah-rah speech saying, "Listen, this is where the wrestlers wrestle. Let the BS be BS." So yeah, it was like Tony Khan sent Adam Copeland out there to try to defend the company and this and that. And it's like, yeah, like Tony Khan doing this, honestly, is like, it makes him look like he's a little boy to like scoop down to that low. Like he trying to get back at Punk, and like Punk not really even worrying about AEW. He didn't want to work there. He did he got fired, so that was good. I shouldn't have just left it at that. Like,
and I think releasing this footage didn't do anything.
It didn't.
Like, if they think that they were tarnishing Punk's image or something like that, I don't think that really worked.
Yeah.
You might have some people who are against Punk now, but the wide majority, I feel like their viewpoint hasn't changed at all from this.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. I feel like the whole thing kind of been avoided, man. Listen, like, even, like, Tony Schiavone, he was, like, looking down and sad about this. We got reports that Hook is willing to explore his options with his contract up. It's like Tony Khan did this trying to get back at CM Punk, and it only backfired on him because he's the one that's looking like just a complete a-hole.
Yeah, and I don't think what CM Punk did was really that horrible.
I mean, he did start the fight. You can't say who was hurt, but it was only because of Jack Perry. Like
Perry, yeah, did egg him on, and there was no right for CM Punk to choke him or whatever. But I think it was blown out of proportion, especially by Tony Khan saying that he feared for his life. That had nothing to do with Tony Khan's life.
Right. I mean, no, Punk was charging at him at the monitors. Like, in the video, he was charging at him. He came up to him after the pull apart brawl. He was like, "You're a clown. I quit." He said something else, like, this company. He said something else. But, yeah, the majority of what he was saying was, "You're a clown. I quit. This place is..." Whatever. I forgot what he said. But you gotta remember, this all started when Jack Perry was, like, cursing out Tony Schiavone, cursing out another guy, a producer. I forgot his name at the moment. But he was cursing him out backstage and was like, "Hey, I'm trying to use this real glass." Tony Schiavone had to go get CM Punk and say, "Hey, listen, Jack is cursing us out. We need your help." He's like, why is he cursing you out? What is he doing here? He wanted to use the real glass. Punk said, "No, it's not safe to do that." At the time, Jack Perry was cool with it, but then now Jack Perry wanted to go all in and say, "Real class, cry me a river," which was a shot directly at Punk.
That right.
And you know, Punk, he's not one of those people that you can just say something to. That and say something to, and it's just he not gonna retaliate or react to it. Punk is like,
he wants to be respected.
Yeah, like, and it's like, yeah,
especially coming back and being the kind of like a role model type in the back for the young AEW.
Yup. Punk was definitely on that. He was trying to help out the young wrestlers, but I feel like, yeah, like he. Nah,
and I wonder if Tony Schiavone feels kind of
he looks
like
hurt.
It's on his shoulders a little bit. Like, I wonder if he feels responsible for getting CM Punk involved in the first place.
He needed a wrestler. Tony Schiavone is older man. He can't fight Jack Perry. He needed CM Punk to chill out the situation. You gotta remember, Collision is CM Punk's show. So he was going to the guy at the show.
I wonder. Yeah, you're right. But I wonder if he had grabbed someone else, would this have ever happened? You know.
Right.
It probably would not have happened.
No, I think Tony Schiavone was just thinking. He was just thinking too fast, and he just grabbed CM Punk. Because there was a couple people that Jack Perry was cursing out. It wasn't just two people. It was like a couple people, and he was like, you know what? We gotta get somebody to actual wrestlers. Calm him down. This is CM Punk's show. You gotta calm him down. But yeah, back to the footage. What a crazy thing. I didn't really believe it. I was hyped to see it, but then again, it's like Tony Khan only did this to boost ratings,
which he did because everyone watched.
Yeah,
this. But unfortunately,
it wasn't really.
I think he lost a lot of fans while doing so, though.
So the ratings was only 819,000. Like, it wasn't really a big pop like they probably thought they would have. It was
819,000.
Yeah, 819,000 and a 0.3 demo in the ratings last night. So he thought he was doing something, trying to get so much engagement, and that was just really backfired. Like, he backfired.
I think the most poignant thing about last night's Dynamite is Tony Schiavone's face.
Yeah.
I just think that showed everything. That set the tone. That
you can see in Tony Schiavone's face.
He was disappointed.
He was like, man, we shouldn't be doing this at all. Like, why do we got scooped this low to prove a point, to try to make CM Punk look bad? When CM Punk, at the end of the day, he really don't care. He didn't even want to be in AEW after the brawl out situation. He was done.
So guys,
he got his own show. He got his own show. But that wasn't really enough for CM Punk. He really didn't want to be there, man. He came to AEW to help the guys, the up and growing talent, and he showed them his. So, yeah, guys, get in the comments. Let us know what you think about this.
Yeah.
This crazy situation.
Yeah, crazy. We would love to hear what you think, and as always, make sure that you like, comment, share this video. Bye guys.